my name is Jocelyn Sefik, and today I'm going to talk to you about the writings for my portfolio. My first piece of writing was a creative nonfiction by the name of The Best Mistake. Which, I don't know if you guys remember, but it's about my friend Wanda coming and visiting me here at Mel with her boyfriend and his friend. And they just surprised me one day, and we go to a tournament basketball game at Lake High School, and then we find out that the game is at a different Lake High School in Toledo, so I just thought that was a funny story. This was a creative nonfiction piece. It was based on an actual event that happened in March, and people can relate to it because plans don't always turn out the way you intend them to, and it just turned out to be a good memory and a funny story to tell. So my next piece of writing is a poem by the name of Never Good Enough. What it's mostly about is athletics. More specifically for me, it was high jump, but it can apply to any sport like volleyball, wrestling, anything. And it's no matter how good you do or how much you accomplish, it's never good enough in your own eyes. So even if your coach is satisfied with your performance, you know you can do better, and you know you can get to that next level. And you want to work as hard as you possibly can to make it good enough for yourself. This was a poem, like I said, it's about athletes, and people who can relate to it really know what it means and know how deep it goes. And I wrote it after a track meet where I did decent, but I didn't necessarily do as good as I wanted to. I didn't get to the level that I wanted. My next piece of writing is the drama scene, and this goes by the name of A Day in the Life of a Camp Counselor because I'm a camp counselor, so it's kind of from my memory. And it's about a camp counselor named Melissa, and she tells a little kid that he can't play basketball because everyone else is going swimming and there's no one to watch him play basketball. And this gets him angry, so he goes and hides to punish the camp counselor for not giving him what he wants. And she and another counselor named Mike go looking around the park for him, and they search the entire park twice before finally finding him hiding in the bathroom. So, I sort of wrote this from my memory because I am a camp counselor, and there was a situation where we couldn't find a kid because he was angry at one of us, and we had to go looking for him. And it just terrifies you because you don't find him by the time the parents get back. It's just not good. So my next and last piece of writing is the fiction piece by the name of Up in Flames. And this is about a firefighter named David who rescues a young woman from a burning building, only to find out that it is his girlfriend from college that broke up with him in order to travel Europe. And he goes to the hospital the next day to talk to her. This was my favorite piece to write, mostly because I enjoyed completely making up a story and from scratch, like from the bottom up, and building and manipulating every aspect of the story to the way I want it without any limitations. Like there's no boundaries, there's no really critique to follow, so you can just do whatever you want with it. And this was the piece that I revised. This was from the small workshop that we did, the very last one with the small group. I revised it by adding a slow motion effect in the third paragraph when David actually enters the burning building. I think it really enhanced the setting, and it gave a good perspective and a good mental image. And I used concrete, significant details to do this. How it seemed like the flames were moving slower and the people were moving slower, but that was just in his head. I also added what he saw after he put this woman on the gurney, like the lights of the ambulance, the sound of the water coming out of the hose trying to put out the fire. I also added some dialogue between David and the fire chief before David gets checked out by the paramedics. It was just him, David, filling the fire chief in on what happened. And lastly, I added more to the end, where he actually goes to the hospital and sees his girlfriend for the first time in 5 years. And originally, I stopped after David decided to go see Anna after he saved her. But in my revision, I added more. So I added him physically going to the hospital and going to talk to her in person for the first time. And it ends with Anna agreeing to go on another date with him and giving him another chance. some of the revisions I did, where he heard the rushing water from the hose as his team extinguished the last fire, and the lights flashing on top of the ambulances were blinding his vision. And then in the last sentence where he was approached by the fire chief, and that's where the dialogue between them begins. Here's a piece where everything, a quote where David realized who he just saved. David looked over at the woman now being loaded into the ambulance. Her hair was now out of the way, and he could see her face. His heart skipped a beat when he realized that he knew her. It was Anna, the girl he dated sophomore, junior, and senior year of college. He planned on marrying her, but was heartbroken when she turned him down. She claimed she didn't want to be tied down and that she was going to try New York. He hadn't seen her since graduation 5 years ago. So in conclusion, I believe that these pieces helped develop my writing skills. They challenged me to be not only creative when thinking of what to write, but how to write effectively as well. And I took what I learned from Birdaway and I applied it to these writings about setting and characters and concrete significant details and things like that. And it made me really think of what would be most enjoyable for the reader to read, and not just myself. I have to think of what other people would like to see. Thank you.
Where'd you get the idea for that last one? Side story. Where'd you get the idea for the story?
Oh, my sister's boyfriend is like a firefighter, and